Hello everyone, this is Ayush Kataria and welcome to my YouTube channel AK Talk Sport. Today we'll be previewing the second India vs England test at Lord's. First, let's start by talking about the first test match. What do you say? Just very disappointing that fifth day, no action, no rain. India had just an incredible start to the series, the opportunity to make it an absolutely exceptional start, but no play on the final day. We had to settle for a draw. And it's just disappointing, in an overseas series. Yeah, it's a 5 test match series, so the first test is not job done, not job half done. It's just a good start, but you cannot undermine the importance of a strong start in an overseas series, especially in a place like England, where normally players take time to get used to the conditions, especially subcontinent teams, historically Indian teams getting used to the swing, getting used to the way of batting, getting used to stuff, and just getting a first test win. England, they've had a bad time in Test cricket of late. They lost that series to New Zealand earlier this summer. Their only home Test matches so far, and so that could have properly rattled them down, 1-0 down, and on a pitch that was so pacer friendly, so much historically what you will reckon as a pitch that you will say was built for built for like England, to favor England. Of course, it ended up favoring India. India's pace attack was good enough, is good enough, and now those things don't work anymore because, first of all, England's batting is very, very weak. We know that. We saw that against New Zealand. But India's pace attack is just absolutely incredible. Whoever you play, we didn't play Shant Sharma, but still, Siraj was good. Bumrah, world class. No words about him. I'd heard people debating his place. For real, they were debating Bumrah's place because of the World Test Championship performance, and somehow just pretended in their own head that he has been poor for 1 or 2 years, despite him having a great Australia series. He was injured before that, had a poor tour of New Zealand, but that was just about it. Just 2-3 bad test matches. I mean, you have batsmen in the team who have poor averages for 2-3 years. You don't talk about their place. Bumrah, I don't know why people were doubting his place, why that was the debate in the first place. Just an incredible player. Indian cricket is so lucky to have him, and world class bowler. There's no doubt about it. I don't need to tell you guys that. It's well documented how good he is. I was just perplexed by these people just having debates on Bumrah's place in the squad. People do have bad games. That was, and there should have been context on what happened in the World Test Championship final. First red ball cricket in 5 months, no practice games. The team hadn't played any competitive cricket since the IPL was suspended. It was the first game of the tour. These things can happen. Yes, it was a World Test Championship final, but it was still the first game of a overseas tour. So yeah, there was some context needed on that. But yeah, this absolutely incredible from India. Shardul Thakur was brilliant with the ball. He's just such a fighter. He's not the most talented bowler, not the most pacey bowler, but he's very smart and just makes things happen. Incredible performance by him. Surprise selection, but he justified his place. And yeah, India should have won that match, but yeah, that's just how England is. That is how Rain had different plans. People will say that that we would have that 208 on a 5th day is not an easy target. Yes, it isn't. No, it was not going to be a cakewalk, but you back India to do that. Especially the pitch was getting flatter. We saw how England batted in the second innings. They were much better in the first innings. India was 50 for 1, chasing 208. Just 160 runs were left at the end of day 4. So I don't know. And the pitch has got better, and Trent Bridge, it does get better. We saw that in the 2018 Test match that India won. First innings, England were bowled out for 100 or something. Second innings, they had a target of 500, but they still got 370 something, and even India got 350 in the third innings. So the pitch was getting better to bat on, and conditions were getting easier to bat on. You back us to chase that. But again, middle order. My previous video, one of my videos was on this. Please go back and watch it if you haven't, about middle order's problems, and it showed. And that is we had a very good test match, but these problems are there. The opening was brilliant. Rohit Sharma, KL Rahul, absolutely phenomenal stuff. KL Rahul coming back into the test team after 2 years. Kudos to him. I wasn't sure whether he deserves a place in the test squad, but he looked so much better. Had a much more compact technique. To look very comfortable. But a middle order, Pujara, Kohli, Rahane, you cannot just completely lose your middle order so quickly. My previous video was about their poor form, and it showed. And Rahane especially, okay, you can get a good ball, sometimes flat shot, but how you guys getting run out in a test match? What is the obsession with quick singles in test matches? I don't know. And you cannot just such an important test match, such an important player you are, and you're giving away a wicket so freely. Just not acceptable. But apart from that, a very good test match by India. I think we would have won it, but it is what it is. But I think there's reason to be confident going into the second test match. Yeah, so let's move on to the second game. What is done is done. You cannot change the weather. What weather had in planned at Trent Bridge. I hope the team moves on from it. You don't need to think about it. You need to forget that match ever happened. It's nil all. The series is nil all. These are facts. Nobody is going to give you extra brownie points for saying, "Oh, we should have won the first Test match." Now, nobody is going to give you any sympathy for that. You need to move on from it. These things happen. We saw 2007. We had got lucky with that in that tour last day with England just needed one wicket. So these things happen in sport, and nobody is going to give you any sympathy for like rain happening. You couldn't win in the match. Now the series is nil all. It's not 1-0 India. It's not 1-0 England. So you have to fight it with the current scoreline. So you just need to forget that match. Take away the positive. Learn from your mistakes. And just now it's about Lords. I think India can be confident, as I just said. But and yeah, injury news. Let's start with that. Stuart Broad, James Anderson are doubtful for the game. In fact, Stuart Broad is completely ruled out due to a tear in his calf muscle. He's out of the series. Big blow for England. 500 plus Test wicket. What a phenomenal player he has been for England. He has troubled India so much over the years. His left arm pace bowling. He has been just one of England cricket's greatest ever, world cricket's greatest ever pacers. So yeah, it's a big blow. But yeah, England have decent options. I expect Mark Wood to come in. No reason for him not to come in. His pace is going to trouble batsmen anywhere in the world. And with the red ball, it can be. India haven't played a lot of him. India played him in the T20 series, and he troubled us in that home series, Motera. If you remember, that's 5 Test and T20 series, especially the first couple of games. So yeah, Mark Wood is a good option. That he will come in. James Anderson is not completely fully out, but he has a tight quad muscle. That is what reports are saying so far. So we'll have to wait and see with him. We'll only get to know, I think, at the toss tomorrow morning. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. But I guess that is a problem for England because Anderson, Broad losing both of them, and Archer is also out. So basically, if Anderson is not playing, England are going to be without their first choice attack. But saying that Anderson and Broad are way into their 30s, England have to, either now or in a few months, England need to plan without them. It should be, you cannot be relying on 35-year-olds, 38. Anderson is 39. You cannot be relying on them. So England, I don't know, Archer, Broad and Anderson, they have barely been playing together over the last year or so. England have been rotating, and that was the plan. I guess that will have happened ultimately. I think they wanted Anderson against India. He was brilliant in that home series also. Anderson is just Anderson. First Test match, you cannot rest him. Broad, home ground, so we wanted him. I don't think they will have played a lot of matches together anyways. As far as replacements go, of course, Craig Overton isn't sure. Saqib Masood have been called in, so I guess Craig Overton will should be head of the pecking order because he was originally in the squad. But you don't know what happens. We'll have to wait and see. England have also called in Mooen into the squad, and we'll have to wait and see if he's playing or he's just been called in the backup. It will be weird if he has been called in not to play, because that will be just bizarre, because he's been pulled out of the 100. You're hurting their franchise. He's been phenomenal for them. So that franchise will have a lot of questions if you're just pulling him out for no reason. So I expect him to play, but we'll know the lineup tomorrow. I think Mooen coming in is he'll take Dan Lawrence's place. Dan Lawrence did not offer anything with the ball. He did not ball. England were basically a 4-man pace attack. This will actually help them be a 5-man pace attack, and it will be actually a very decent attack even without Broad, Anderson, Archer. If you look at it, Sam Curran, we all know, Indian fans know better than anyone how good he is and what he brings to the table with bat and ball. So nothing about him. Ollie Robertson with his tall bounce. Ollie Robertson was England's most dangerous bowler in that first Test match. We know Indian Indian batsmen struggle against tall bowlers, again against bounce. We saw that in the World Test Championship with Kyle Jamieson. So Ollie Robertson is a very good find for England, and I'm glad that I'm not making excuses for him, or I'm not condoning his behaviour. That was what he had tweeted was pathetic, but it was a long time ago, and I think just banning him won't have solved the issue. You need to the stuff he has done was serious stuff, racism, Islamophobia, and stuff like that. So I think banning him just doesn't solve. This is a wider societal issue, and I think even Ollie Robertson needs to do a lot more. He should be made to do a lot more, and he should be made to raise awareness. Banned for one game, he ultimately ended up being banned for just one game, that second Test match against New Zealand. But again, I think some people have different opinions on it, because what he said, those tweets were, they were pathetic. I'm not making excuses. Even if it was 10 years ago, it was pathetic. So that's not the point. But yeah, but banning him was that just giving an infinite ban. Well, that have been the solution? I don't think so. But there's stuff needs to be done. Robertson needs to raise awareness himself. If he has really learned from his mistake, as he says, he should put out his words out and ensure that he's raising awareness against these issues. Yeah, he was England's best bowler in that game. And Craig Overton can trouble. Mark Wood will trouble. His pace is going to trouble. I think he'll be a big threat. I was surprised he didn't play that game, to be honest, but you can understand what England's selection policy was. And Mooen will give them that. Mooen against India is a different beast. He has 49 Test matches against India. His Test record with and without India are two different beats. Against India, he has just won them so many games last year. That Southampton Test match in the 2018 tour. His Test bowling average in overall is not that impressive, in fact. And it's just you just wonder every time he gets called into the Test team what he has done to be there. His Test bowling average is 36.24, and that is not impressive. But against India, he's a different beast. He's looking for his 50th wickets against Indian Test matches. So yeah, and his lower order on the order, he'll be a top batsman. Darren Lawrence didn't offer much, so yeah, that will be a good addition for them to make. On India side of things, I think we also have a injury issue, and the big injury issue is Shardul Thakur is injured. Thakur was important because no Hardik Pandya, he is the one who decided to make a pace bowling all-rounder. Of course, Jadeja is a primary all-rounder, and then Shardul being the second one. Otherwise, it would have been Hardik Pandya and one of Ashwin Jadeja. But again, Shardul is injured now, and now it will be interesting to see who India call up. Kohli said he wants to stick with the same template, but I don't think without having Shardul Thakur at 8, you can play 4 pace bowlers. Ishant Sharma, Umesh, Bumrah, Shami. Bumrah got 28 runs. That was really impressive to see India's tail wagging, but you cannot rely on it. So I don't think that Ishant Sharma and Umesh Yadav come in for Shardul Thakur. Maybe Siraj or Shami, maybe one of them. Ishant Sharma might come in for, if he has to come in. I won't make any changes so far. Of course, it's a 5-match Test series. You need to rotate them ultimately. But I don't see Shardul Thakur being replaced by them. That's just leaving a batting very, very short. Number 8. So I think Ashwin is the obvious choice. I think Mooen, as we discussed, him coming into the squad is a hint about how things are, and that there will be a dry pitch. Last 2 times India has played at Lord's, it's been a Pacers paradise. That 2014 completely green pitch. 2018, of course, there was a lot of rain around too, and so that was a very low scoring game from India's perspective. But this one, weather conditions are predicted to be dry, and I hope it stays dry. I'm tired of rain in England. It ruined the World Test Championship final. It ruined this game. I hope we get a proper game. We get some proper games. I want to see. The cricket has been high quality, and it just hurts that rain ruins it. So yeah, Ashwin. I guess Ashwin has to come in now. I got the selection. India's selection was completely fair according to me. A lot of people are complaining about Ashwin, but if you were not playing in that pitch, there was no point of playing 2 spinners. England did not play a single spinner. We still played 1 spinner in Ravindra Jadeja. And I think people are saying keeping Ashwin out of the squad is unfair. Keeping Jadeja out of the squad would have been unfair too. These are 2 world-class players, probably 2 players who get into India's all-time greatest 11. Ashwin probably the best off-spinner in the world. Jadeja is probably the best all-rounder in the world. And I'm very tired of some very prominent people also. And just the cricket community, like, Jadeja deserves more respect and appreciation for what he has done for Indian cricket. He's been a phenomenal all-rounder. Last 3 years, since 2018, 2019, he averages above 50. He is averaging more than any of your top order, middle order batsmen in Test cricket. Middle order has not been performing. Jadeja has. He's such a good batsman. He's improved a lot. Please acknowledge the improvement. He's the averages. You can see the runs he's got. He's got very important runs. The half century there was a very crucial junker. India had lost 4 wickets for about 20 runs when he came on at number 7. India were still behind 50-60 runs behind the score, and because of his half century we got a 97 run lead. Helped with good partnership with KL Rahul. The half century at MCG, again very crucial juncture of the game. Quick partnership with Rahane getting that century, of course, helped India just get into an winning position. Last time around at Oval also he got a half century, he got runs in West Indies, he just got runs everywhere, got runs at crucial moments. Please appreciate it. And I don't understand this specialist batsman. Some people say we should play a specialist batsman. I mean, yeah, the tag specialist batsman he might not have, but he is getting the runs. Why do you need a specialist batsman? And I don't think he's in better form than most of the batsmen. Just let he's doing well. You don't need to change it for the sake of it, just for the tag of specialist batsman. In fact, I don't understand why this is, again, like I said about Bumrah, some debates this I don't understand them, but it is what it is. Jadeja, I think the team management appreciates what he brings to the team, and that's the only thing that's important. As I said, Ashwin it was very, very unfortunate for him to miss out. I really felt bad because he has been in phenomenal form. He was India's best bowler in the World Test Championship final. He got that spell in the county game where he took 6 wickets. He has been phenomenal. He's one of India's cricket's greatest. But it was just circumstances, just the conditions. This has happened. That is, unfortunately, spinners have to suffer this way. Even Harbhajan and Kumble, in their time, one of them had to sit out. That's just how life is for a spinner. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is, and we can't do anything about it. So yeah, but here, as I said, it looks like the pitch will be dry. Mooen Ali coming in, as I said, is a big indication. Ashwin brings you that batting also. 4 paces will be. I don't think you can keep your batting so short. So I think everything points to Ashwin playing. I'm not there, so I won't say it's a no-brainer because I haven't seen the pitch, I haven't seen the condition. That is something only the team management can tell you tomorrow morning. But about how much things we know so far, I think Ashwin for Shardul Thakur will be my change. So I think when it comes about what is most important to look after, what is going to make the crucial, as I said about the last match also, it's India's middle order. It was very disappointing performance. It's still only one match, one innings, so not a lot of to make. But yeah, Kohli, Pujara, Rahane, they really need to step up. They are better players than this. They know that they are very quality players. They need to get the runs. Similarly, England also, I guess, just similar issues. Their batting is very, very, I think they can rely on their bowling, their batting, even without the absentees. But I don't think they can. I think India can trust their batting a lot more. We have solid openers. The middle order, they're good players. There's not quality. Show Root is just carrying that England batting on his own at the moment. Others need to chip in. The openers, Zach Crawley. I think you can expect some change. Hasef Hamid, he might come in. He should come in because Crawley is struggling. Rory Burns is struggling. In the middle order, Josh Butler, Johnny Bairstow, the Test cricket, the clock is running on them. They need to do better. They will know that. But I think India will know that England middle order, England top order, it's there to take advantage of. Similarly, England will know that Indian middle order can be exposed. But I still feel India has the edge because our batting is struggling, but not to that limit. England are at home. They have that pressure. India just seem in a better place at the moment. But again, home advantage is an advantage. It can turn around in a second. England are capable of good things at home. And yeah, Lords. I'm glad a full Lords. It will be very good to see. We didn't have a single test match at Lords last year. They've had a few hundred games, but Lords full for a test match. It's going to be a great sight. Just we've missed it. And yeah, even better that the Test cricket returns to Lords. With there was one game, England-New Zealand did happen over there, the first Test match, but at that time England hadn't put full capacity crowds there. So yeah, that was still England were in the testing stage and pilot stage. So there were just, I guess, only 8-10,000 people were in the stadium that day. But here it will be full tomorrow. That's going to be such an amazing sight. And cherish it. Test cricket at Lords is special. Yeah. So yeah, that's about it for today. Comment your thoughts. Who do you think India should replace Shardul Thakur with? What do you think India's learnings from the first Test match were? Tell me about England. What do you feel about their struggles, the batting, and then anything else you want to talk about the match? And then yeah, we'll see what happens in the match. Like, share, subscribe, press the notification button. You know the drill. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.